All right, you hear her every single episode on Macey's Minutes. She does a fantastic job with that. Macey Wilson-Turley, 2000 National Champ, which, by the way, 22 years ago today, you won the national championship in Oklahoma City. Did you realize it was 22 years ago today?
Unfortunately, I did. It's been a long time. I can't believe it's 22 years. There's no way I'm that old. But yes, I knew it was this weekend. We didn't have to play near as many tournament games to get there. But yeah, 22 years ago, that's crazy.
Yeah, 8-0 OU over UCF on Friday. Saturday, it was 7-1. I am extremely happy. I'm sure most OU fans are. Macey, just kind of your general overall thoughts of what you saw from this team this weekend.
I mean, are we surprised? They played lights out. They had all three segments of the team that they played so well. And that's even Coach Gusto said when they've got all three segments going, then they're sure to come out with a win. So the pitching was phenomenal, even though we didn't get to see Jordy Ball. Their hitting obviously was phenomenal. And then their defense looked great. So overall, it's everything that we expected to see from the team. And they showed up, they showed out, and they came away with their win. They're going on to the World Series. So they looked great.
I mean, they're 54-2. What have they had this year? 38 run rule wins. So, like beating someone 8-0 and then the next day winning 7-1. It's not anything. It's not anything, that's crazy. Like we've seen this several times. I don't know. Maybe I'm taking this way too far. There was just more of a feeling to me that I feel like this team is like right now hitting its stride and playing its best softball. I don't know if you thought that or not watching Friday and Saturday's game, but even though the stats have been crazy this year, I don't know. I come out of this weekend saying I feel like this team is in the best shape possible to win a national championship. Did you feel the same way?
Oh, yeah. I definitely think that they're on the upswing right now. Coach Gasso even agrees that she feels like everything is working well. They just look loose, and that has been something that's been a priority for Coach Gasso to get this team to play loose, to not play tight, not play worried or stressed about anything. And you can see that. You can see that they're having fun. You can see that they're making adjustments real time with their at-bats and even, at-bat to at-bat or even pitch to pitch. They're making those small adjustments, and you're able to do that when you're playing loose. And I think that that we see that they're definitely, our pitching, my gosh, we didn't know, honestly, I wasn't sure what to think with Hope and Nicole May having to take on the majority of the pitching load since we're not seeing Jordy right now. And they did great. They're pitching their best. They're playing their best defense. They're hitting their best. It's everything that we thought. They're definitely on the upswing right now.
Yeah. And look, Hope and Nicole, they have the talent to go in Oklahoma City and pitch really, really well. But when you're at that stage of the season, it's all about confidence.
Yeah.
How big is it that both of those two pitchers, and I think that Hope's had confidence all year long. She's been great. But especially Nicole May, to get that start, go 7 innings, only allow 3 hits the entirety of the game 2 against UCF. I got to think that those two players specifically got as much confidence rolling in to the most important part of the year than they've had at any other point in the season. How big is that?
Yeah, it's huge. And, I'll be honest, when I didn't see Jordy this weekend, I thought it might happen. But when we didn't see her come out, I thought, this is not a good sign. I don't think she can sit for a month and then all of a sudden you pitch her in the World Series. So to have that kind of pressure put on Hope and on Nicole, it's only benefiting them. And then for them to come out in such a strong fashion is just building that confidence. So whether we see Jordy or not, I think that this weekend only helped to solidify that confidence that they have. And obviously that's what they're going to need going into the World Series. They played well. They had their defense was strong behind them. So I think that it's definitely a big role in it and something that they're going to use going into next week.
You tweeted it out when it happened a couple weekends ago. Everyone was freaking out after that Bedlam loss in the Big 12 championship game. And you said, well, we lost to Nebraska in the Big 12 tournament, and we eventually won a national championship.
Yep.
Do you see similarities here that your team that won it all in 2000, did you feel like at the time going to the Women's College World Series, oh my gosh, we've kind of turned it on to a new level here like we think that this team is doing right now?
Yeah, I think so. It's you find improvements through your losses. So I've always said a loss is not a bad thing. Obviously, at this time of year, you don't want one, but to be able to have those earlier in the year and to learn from them, to even just learn that feeling, like, yeah, you're giving up the last win of the Big 12 tournament to Oklahoma State. That doesn't feel good. You don't want to watch, a team, especially a rival team, go out and get to celebrate that win. And it hurts. Nobody likes to lose, and they definitely don't like to lose on a big stage. So I think that they're going to be able to use that momentum and learn from those losses when they go to the World Series. And yeah, it's definitely something that they can look back on. It wasn't fun for us to lose to Nebraska in that, and then we got to go to the World Series and kind of avenge all of those losses, and that's what OU's going to get to do too. With Oklahoma State and Texas both going to the World Series, they may have a chance to avenge those losses.
Yeah, it's just crazy. I said on I don't know, I feel like I've said on several episodes, it seems like every single time you think that this team can't one-up itself, it always happens. Yeah. There's always like some new record or something. First time ever that this has happened coming out of every game. I don't know how it happens every single game.
Yeah.
It happened again on Friday. Hope Troutwine throws a no-hitter over for the first time over a nationally seeded opponent in super regional history. Just crazy. I mean, that's never happened before. And Hope Troutwine is the one that's been able to do it. It was a special weekend, wasn't it? I mean, Grace Lyons in her final home game hits a couple home runs.
Yep.
Jana Johns hits one on Friday as well. It was her birthday on Friday, along with Patty Gasso and Lindsay Elams. But the cherry on top of all of it, at least to me, Jocelyn Allo's curtain call was so special. Going out there and the fans getting all crazy. She absolutely deserved it. And it just, like, to me, it just felt like the perfect weekend and the perfect send-off for this team.
I mean, it's a storybook ending. You couldn't have written it any better. Jocelyn Allo hits her very first home run and her very first at bat in Rita Hines Stadium, 2018. And then she caps it off with a home run for her very last at bat.
Mm-hmm.
2022. It was beautiful. Like I said, you couldn't have written it any better. The crowd loved it. Her dad, if you haven't seen it on Twitter, go look it up. Her dad's reaction, it makes you so proud. And I think OU softball even tweeted out, "We're not crying, you're crying," and it's just a special moment. It's the perfect cherry on top. You're right.
Am I wrong in saying that? I mean, the perfect ending is clearly a national championship, but you get to go through both Oklahoma State and Texas to get there.
Yep. I mean, and I think Home Run Tracker actually put it out on Twitter that, correct me if I'm wrong, I think the Big 12 only had 3 teams that got to regionals, and they still have 3 teams going to the World Series. So that speaks volumes of the type of competition that we've had recently. But yeah, I mean, you're going with your Big 12 sisters, you're looking for some great competition, and it's as if the World Series didn't provide its own competition. Now you've got home competition, your Big 12 rivals that are going in. It's going to be great. It's going to be a great tournament.
Yeah, I'm not counting a national championship before it happens by any stretch, but I don't think I'm out of line to say I feel really good about this team and where it's at right now. And I think the worst thing that could happen to college softball is OU feeling really good about itself in the circle and at the plate going into the Women's College World Series. And, I was really starting to, think Arkansas was a trendy pick to get to the national championship series. They're out. Texas beat them. Florida State, I thought that was going to be the championship series going in. They're out. Alabama, thought that was going to be it all year long. They're out. Basically saying my predictions have sucked all year long.
Yeah.
But this is still going to be a challenge when you get to Oklahoma City. It's just, I don't know. Like we said, we just feel like this team is on a different level. And what happens if you add Jordy Ball into the mix?
Right, exactly. I mean, look, these teams that are getting there, they've also earned their way to get there. They've earned that right. These are great teams. Oklahoma State is a great team. Texas is a great team. I anticipate Florida is going to get there. Oregon State looks great. UCLA. I mean, all of these teams have earned the right to get there. They're going to be challenges for OU. But the way that OU's looking right now, you just have to think the only thing that's going to keep them from their goals right now is them getting in their own way. So what would that look like for them not to see success? Their bats would have to go cold. Pitching would have to start having problems, and then you'd have to have some defensive errors. But everything, all signs point to things look great for them. So it's going to be a lot of fun.
And I think we're going to be talking about the largest crowds that we've ever seen at the Women's College World Series. Look, I think OU's getting the championship series. Who's ever there, it better be in Oklahoma State. It better be a fan base that can really travel for the championship series. Because if it's not, if it's if it's a West Coast team, Macey, it could be like 95% OU fans there, and it's going to be completely sold out. I honestly believe that OU fans would sell out Hall of Fame Stadium just by themselves for any of these games. It's going to be nuts at Hall of Fame Stadium.
It will, and it'll be so fun to see that place packed, and then hearing the boomers, and it's going to be chilling. Like, it's going to be a beautiful scene. I would love for it to be a split stadium with Oklahoma and Oklahoma State, or even Texas. That would be amazing. But of course, a sellout stadium with 99% OU fans, it's going to be loud and it's going to be crazy. Yeah.
Last one I have for you. Like, what do you think? How do you think Patty Gasso is going to approach the next few days? Like, you come out of the regional, and then you come out of the super regional saying, "Dang, we're playing good softball right now."
Yeah.
So what's her approach? How does she keep this team playing its best, staying hot like this all the way until, we get to next week and we play game 1 of this Women's College World Series?
Yeah, I bet she just does the same things that she's been doing. I mean, right now, it's not about putting in the hard work. All of that's been done. The season has been all prep. So this is just about keeping everybody loose and relaxed and ready to go, making sure that, they're getting their swings. They're still seeing, balls in the ground. Their pitchers are still staying loose. This week is just about, this is what we've worked for, and now it's time to relax and have some fun.
That's it. Macey Wilson-Turley, Macey's Minute. She delivers every single episode, and she does the same today. On a Memorial Day weekend, she's out at the lake, and she still joins us. No days off, just like her playing days. Thank you so much, Macey. Good talking to you.
Tyler. Thanks. Good to see you.